welcome to our channel, Loving Handcrafts by BMW. This is Brenda. So today I'm going to take a break and do something different for what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. It is Christmas in July time, so I'm starting to think about crafting for my uh, coworkers, because this is the time to start doing that. Especially if you're going to be doing handmade gifts like I typically do for my coworkers. So I thought about these cute things, and I can't take the credit for it. I saw it on someone else's channel, but these little post-it note covers, I thought they were really darling, and then I could use some things that I've learned in my stash. I'm sorry, I'll take that back. I could use things that I have in my stash and things that I've learned over time. So I went to the store and picked up some post-it notes, like a pack or two of these. You can pick them up at your local dollar store, but these are actually the post-it note brands. I got them from Walmart. And then these post-it notes are, let me just consult my notes, 3 by 2.5. So oh, I forgot to grab my, my cutting board, but let's kind of walk through this. So I did 2 styles, so I'll start with one. This is a pre-made paper, like a pattern paper. This is nothing I did on my own. So I use this paper pad called Playful by scrapbook.com. And I'm not real wedded to these papers, so I felt that these were a really good use of this particular paper pad. And it's double-sided, so my inside and outside are going to look nice, right? But then I decided, well, that's cute, but I've got this stamp set from Tim Holtz from Stampers Anonymous called Pressed Foliage that I've never used. I bought it to use it, but I haven't used it yet. And I was like, well, let me, do something, my own kind of pattern paper. So I did that. So I'm going to show you both. But I did forget to bring my my paper trimmer on my works board. So while I was doing that, I have some scraps that I could cover. I actually kind of like this butterfly to cover that. Also, I've got some mini, teeny, tiny magnets that I'm going to use to close the flap with. My thought process was, and I closed this up, was to kind of hide one of the magnets underneath here. And so you can't really see it if I have this cover, but I forgot and glued it down. So it'll just be on the top. But I kind of sort of like that thought process. And then I have some other bits and bobs that I've been playing with. Okay, so let's talk measurements. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do this first. I just took some plain white paper, not too heavy cardstock. I think just 110 cardstock. That's white, and it was 8.5 by 11, and I cut them down into 6 3/8 strips. Yep. So 6 3/8 strips and then by 3. Because what I'm going to end up doing is scoring this. For the top, it's going to be scored at 1 1/4, and then this first line, and then the other line is going to be scored at 1 1/2, and then for the bottom, for the tuck, it's scored at 4, and then 4 1/4. Right, so that's to make like a little matchbook thing. So there we go, and then that should fit right in there and tuck in, like that. Okay, so I went ahead and did some of that off camera, but I wanted to go ahead while I had a chance and then do some ink blending. Now I am going to do the same style with the same color, so we'll talk about that to get this done, and then I'll score it, and then I'll come back and do the other one, using picking the paper from this paper. I might do that yellow because this is like really pretty. I think I'm going to use the yellow. I'll just take that out with that decision now, because that's going to look good with this, right? That looks pretty good. I think I'm going to use the larger polka dots for the outside, and then, so this will be the outside and this will be the inside. And I think that's going to be cute. Oops, it keeps falling around. Okay, so put that to the side. I got my paper decided. Now you can get two. Since this paper is 6 by 8, you're going to be able to get two of these out of this one paper, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you're going to get exactly two. So that'll work. So this is a real good way to use up this paper pad. Okay. And so you're going to get 3 if you use 8.5 by 11, and you cut this down again by 6 3/8 by 3. Okay. So before I go scoring anything, I'm going to go ahead and, you know what? I think this is too long. Yeah, it is too long. Let me grab my works board. I'll be right back. I was just talking away and had my keyboard in the way. I was kind of wondering, why don't I have enough room? Then I realized my keyboard was in the way. So there you go. So let's see. I think this is, yeah, this is 8.5. So, or whatever it is. But it's too long. Yeah, this is way too long. Yeah, 8.5. All right, so I need this to be, cut off of these. I need this to be 6 3/8. Now I did a lot of just cutting and measuring before I landed on this. You can hang on to those. I just did a lot. Yeah. Okay. Well, since I'm here, I might as well score. Get that out the way. I usually want to do ink blend on it, but I'll score it first. Okay. So this is the works board, and so you can cut and score. So my first score is going to be at 1 1/4, and then 1/2. That's going to be my top flap. Oh, I didn't have to do that. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting. And then this is 4. Let's put that back up there. This is 4 and 4 1/4. Let's do this one while I got the board out. And then I'll go ahead and cut the other one. 1 and here. And then 4 and 1/2. And I didn't do anything overly crazy. I don't know how I ended up with the measurements I did. So let's cut this down. And we'll get this one, and then I'll have a couple of them. Now, if you have any die cuts or any things you want to decorate, stickers, anything that you want to decorate the front, have at it. All right, so and we'll do the same thing with this. I'll just get this all out the way. And then makes good craft fair items to sell. I don't do craft. Oh, you know, let's, shucks. Forgot. Look, this is real. I forgot. Let me go ahead and cut this down before I make my other scores. I forgot. Okay, now this was the 8-inch side, so I'm gonna cut that off. There we go. Now I'm back on track. Glad I caught that before I start making that score line. I've been mad. Okay. Yep. Okay, I'm on the right side. Keep forgetting that this is a longer scoreboard. There, and then 4. Boop, boop. And then I'll do this one. Yep. 1, 4, 1/2. Usually want to go over it again. Didn't do that on the other one. 1/2. Because this pattern paper is kind of busy. I want to see the. I usually just score once, but I really want to see it. Okay. All right. I think that's done. I'm done cutting. And I think I should have. I could do one more, but I'll just do these. I have 4 of them. So let's put that away. Like I said, space on my desk is a premium. All right, so let's do this. What I was going to start first. I put that thing back. Let's go ahead and fold these. I don't see it, but I have this. All right. Go ahead and crease these up. Yep, I'm hoping I don't have nothing on my thing. I tried to keep this pretty clean. This helps keep it straight. There we go. All right, and so you're just kind of building a channel for the post-it note to sit in, and then okay, this is off, obviously. Come on, I need you to sit. All right, I'll be careful with the other one. I need these to line up. It's good. Good. Okay, great. Go ahead and crease this one. I'm gonna bury the heel. It doesn't really make a difference, but it is a lot easier if you keep the score line on the right side. And obviously, I need to fold it where it doesn't have a crooked. I don't know what the heck. Okay, obviously. Alrighty, I must have did something wrong, but we'll figure it out. Like, that didn't score right. Look, that's off a little. We're not gonna worry about it. We're gonna keep pushing on. I must be twisting the paper somehow. I'm gonna chalk that up to operator error. All right, you've seen me do these. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Now, you can decide if you want to do a little ink blending on this. You want to, you know, not make it look so pristine. That's up to you what aesthetic you're going for. I'm like, okay. You get to decide, you know, if you want to. And, you know, sometimes ink blending does help out. Be careful with this one. It seems to have, I seem to have a problem with that inner one. So, it could just be an optical illusion. There we go. Like I said, if you want to smudge up your sides, I got some ink by Gina K that's called, I think it's called Candy Corn. That might look pretty on the sides, but we'll see. I don't know if it's darker or lighter, but for this one, I'd want to go with something dark. All right. So I went ahead and did all those just so you can see that little stuff done. All right. For this one, let's take out what I'm going to use. I'm going to be using a variety of inks. I have some Lethal Horton, Avocado Gold, which I'm going to stamp in. I have some ground espresso that I'm going to be using, and then I've got some Gina K apple mint. I thought the apple mint looked pretty good. I'm going to be doing green. I'm going to be doing both, but I'm going to stamp in this. So that's when I'm going to stamp the leaves. So let's show you what I did. Make sure I'm in focus. Okay, what I'm going to do is put that up. Let me make sure I got something. Wipe off my desk. Let's get going. And I'm using a really, really, really light hand. I didn't go buck wild with the color because I want the leaf to be the star, but I didn't want it to be on a stark white. And so what I'm going to do is just start in the air. Turn that over so you can see. I'm just going to just lay down some ink. Now, can you use something else? I'm sure. Like I said, I'm just, no rhyme or reason. I'm just putting this green apple mint down. I thought it would look nice with the avocado gold. And then I used the espresso, the ground espresso, just to add some darker color in the background. So in essence, I'm not trying to turn the paper apple matching. I just don't want it to be so white. I guess what I'm trying to say. And there's no rhyme or reason. I can go through. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, what colors I'm going to do with this. I hadn't thought that far ahead because, you know, I'm a spare the moment crafter. But while I have this out, I am going to go ahead and make sure that I ink this one up too. And see how subtle that is? It's really subtle. I wanted to keep it subtle. Now, this is a time where if you wanted to try a technique like inks machine, splattering, you can get out your sprays. This would be the time to do that. Okay, that takes care of that. Let me put this back up. And then for my distress oxide, where are you? I've got brushes dedicated. Where did it go? At least for this stuff like this. It's an investment, but then I have brushes for her stuff because this is metallic. It's got like matte and shimmer color, so I wanted to make sure I didn't jack my regular brushes up. So I have a set of brushes for the distress oxide and the distressed inks. And I have brushes for metallics. And then I just have a regular brush for all the regular ink. I don't have a special brush. All right. That's how I'm going to do with that one. And I'm just going to bring in this brown espresso. Definitely want to smudge up the little edges there. Want to keep some white spots because I think it looks pretty. Like I said, I'm not. I think that looks good. See? apple mint on it. Right, and each one's going to be different. And I'm okay with that. All right, that takes care of that. So that's apple mint and a ground espresso. Now, I'm going to probably pick another. I'm not sure. I use this one. Might use this one this time. See, I'm new to all of this, but I kind of like these, especially for the fall. These are pretty. I'm going to use this one. And I was amazed at how well this stamped and how well Lisa Horton inks stamped. And there's a little shimmer in that. I don't know if you can see that. I was absolutely amazed. So let's take this block. And this is my first set of red rubber stamps. I've never had them before. I'm new to stamping. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, since you're going to fold it like this, right? You're going to open it up like this. So I'm thinking about how I'm going to put my leaf on here. Like that. Okay. What am I missing? Am I missing? Am I ready to go? I'm ready to go. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, let me do it this way first. And then I can do it the other way. And this is a really juicy ink pad. And it is really, really pretty. And this is a really, really nice stamp. I was like, wow. Because, you know, I started with photopolymer stamps to begin with. So this is really new. So I am just pressing down. Nice. There's a little bit of ink here. Oh, that's what I was looking for, a piece of paper. Yep. Let's do this. Probably should have ink blended on top of that, but that's what I was looking for. I'm going to do that so that looks like a faint mark. And I got another side really close in the cut. There we go. Ink up some more. And I'm okay with having those faint ones. Let's have it going this way. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to turn it this way. I want to do it. I definitely want to put some more on that. Just trying to fiddle with it. So I want it to come in this way. Right in there. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then, like I said, I'm okay with those faint marks. Like those faint impressions. Go. For any blank spots I can fill up. All right, let me ink that up. I think that's gorgeous. If you use your Misty, if you wanted to, you could go back over that. But I did not, alas. I'm just trying to do old school here because I'm learning how to do old school. Pre-Misty. think I'm done. I hang on to that. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. Now, what I am going to do is I inked the ins. I wanted to make sure that I did something on the inside of the flaps, at least this bottom one, just so it wouldn't be so white, because that is visible. But that's what I did on the inside. So when at least it comes down, it'll have some leaves on the inside of it. I just thought that was a nice touch. And then this one will have a continuation of that. But I'm going to use, and I think I'm going to do this side because it has the bigger leaf. Yeah. And I'm going to cut that off. But I'm going to use this to hide the magnet, at least on the inside, at least the top part. Okay. Let me wipe this down. Hopefully baby wipes won't harm this red rubber stamp. But I want to get this metallic ink off of here as quick as possible. So I've got some stamp cleaner, but as you probably forgot, I'm going to say it's on the other side of my craft room and I forgot to grab it. And I don't want to stop. Pick it up. Like I said, this is perfect for any of your techniques you want to try that you've never tried before. Like I like to do a tag for something I've never tried before, but even if you mess this up, it's fine. No one knows. That's the beauty of crafting. Okay. All right, so that takes care of that one. Let's go ahead and do this one, and I'm gonna do this decorative thing, this decorative edge here. Now, I was thinking about using my Cricut. I was like, oh, if I put it in my Cricut, then I can really come up with some fancy edges. Which is probably a thought now that I have everything laid out, because you know you can design it and then you can do some cutaways and some fancy stuff. That I only have this and a corner rounder, so I don't have any like a lot of fancy things. So because again, I'm new to all of this outside of my Cricut. Been using my Cricut for a while. All right, so I'm gonna line it up here and here as best I can, and then punch down here. And for the life of me, I didn't know how to use this sucker. And then, I don't know if you can see, but I'm lining up these little holes, like this scallop edge right here. I'm lining it up on this side so I can finish out the end, right? Right. And then I'm going to line up this side with these holes on this end, and I'll finish that. And then I'll have it done. That's how I made that decorative edge. But for stuff like this, is I only have this one punch, I'm thinking, hey, my Cricut could do something like this, which is what I could do, since I, like I said, since I have all the measurements. And there's my decorative edge. So let's go ahead and put these two together. So for this one, I'm going to use the yellow one because that's all I have. And since the post-it notes go that way, let me make sure. Am I doing it right? Upside down. Yeah. I'm putting them this way. So, there we go. Because I want them to open this way. Right or wrong or indifferent. But that's how I'm doing it. So, I'm going to put down a little glue right here. Feels like this is a waste. I wish I could have thought about putting a belly band in here or something so this would be reusable. Alright. I didn't think about that you might want to make this refillable and do something like that. But I didn't think about it. And I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So let me make sure it can come out. And what I'm going to do, because I'm a little screwball, I want to make sure that I get it lined up in there just right. So I should have put some of that. Okay, yeah, I did it good. I did it good. I did good. I did good. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take the corner rounder since I'm not doing anything fancy dancy. Let's do the rounded corners. I forgot to do that first. So let's round the corners. This is the only corner rounder I have. At least it'll not be so square. I meant to put down some dot runner so I could lift it up, but this worked out just fine. And I could probably quarter rounder it too much too soon because I was supposed to put this on the inside. Okay, so let's try this with the magnet. And I've got these itty bitty baby magnets, like itty bitty. Like, well, like right there. Alrighty, come on. You guys are watching me struggle. I'm trying to get it apart. There we go. Whoop. Put that right there. So that's my itty bitty magnet, right? And my thought process was to cover it, but I don't know. I don't know, but we're going to try it. Let me get the glue. And I'm just eyeballing it. That's what I'm doing. I'm just eyeballing it. I guess I could have used some hot glue. That looks about right. And then the idea being is to go ahead and cover that. But I don't know. Nope, I'm not going to cover it because I needed to not be a hump. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do it like that. A little bead of glue. And, oh wow, I didn't think about it. And, oh, no. Need you to stay. Is that gonna stay in place? There we go. Oh, I need you to stay in place. Let me see. A little glue. Is that gonna... Oh, I need you to stay in place. I might have to get some glue. I might. I have to get some hot glue. How about this? Okay, there we go. Okie dokie, let's try this one. Just put a matte thing on that. Okay, let's try this one. Let's do this one. Pretty. All right, let me do the glue runner first on the back of this. Now, if you wanted to do it, landscape, I guess you could. Okay, yeah. But I'm gonna lay this down. So I'm kind of putting it in the crease and then bringing it up to meet it. Why does that look weird? Is that weird? Oh my goodness. Is that weird? Well, that doesn't look right, but we're gonna see. Ay. Yep, that's not right. What did I do wrong? Did I forget to cut it? I sure did forget to cut it. Did I cut that? That doesn't seem right. That is not right. Okay, that's not right. All right, that's not right. So, oh, darn it. What did I do wrong? That is not right. Is that not at 4? Okay, well, this is what happens. It's like a little too... I didn't double check it. Is this one right? This one's right. Oh, I didn't cut this down. This one was right. Let's see. Yeah, that one's right. Okay. Not noticed that. All right. So let's do this again. I don't know what I must have forgot to cut that down. I sure did. Y'all didn't say a word. Oh well. These things happen. At least I did them on air, so I didn't cover it up. Didn't stop, pause the video, and redo it. It was not right. Okay. But we gonna make it work. We gonna make it do what it do, as they say. Alright, let's corner around this too while I have it out. Okay, let's redo since that glue dried. And I still have the tape runner on there. Boop, boop, boop. And then I'll call this done. Yay! That looks right. That looks right. Okay, that's what that looks like. So let's see how it worked. Oh no, this is not gonna work. I need to think. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna have to grab my hot glue because I touched it and it didn't dry. All right, I'm gonna grab some hot glue for this. So I do not know where my hot glue gun is, but this is awful little. It's all right. I don't know where my hot glue gun is. Oh, where is my hot glue? Let me think, y'all. I'll be back. All right, found my hot glue gun. I just had to mentally visualize where it was at. Alrighty. These are really teeny, and I really like them because they're small. And I didn't think about the hot glue when I did the first one, but I can always go back and re-hot glue. Okay, come apart. They're stuck together. And that is just a small dot hot glue. Just a dot, a small dot. Oh, for crying out loud, I touched it. Keep fiddle farting with it. I'm so impatient. Good night, Brenda. Why are you impatient? That's a little crooked, but it'll work. All right. Come on, next. Okay. I have, oh, there it is. Thought I'd lost my magnet, but there it is. All right. You don't want to have a hot glue mishap. You really don't want that. Okay. Stay. Okay, stay. I'm okay with it. I think I'm off a little. It's a little. Why is it? What? Okay. I was thinking it was. I don't know if I like it. What is the dealio? I don't necessarily like the magnets. It's a little too high. I wish this was sitting a little smaller. A little flatter, like more of a bar. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I like the way this one sits. So let's put some glue on this. Okay, I'm just oozing glue. I am oozing hot glue. Okay. See if I can fix this one for you guys on air. If you are still in support, ooh, I'll see the glue got squirting in there. I'll see a stick out. If you like the content, please subscribe, like, comment, tell me where I screwed up. Tell me what I could do different. I'm open to all suggestions. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me and when you don't have to. Okay, I don't necessarily like the look with the scallop edge, but I'm okay. But this does work and it does keep it closed. I think I like the leaf edge better. And it is not cooperating. None of this is working on this. This is just, look. Right. Don't despair. Because this is the process. I didn't try it beforehand, so I didn't know. I didn't put it on there. I did not put any. If you don't like that, you want to keep it flatter, I got Velcro that you can use. I like the magnets though, so I'm not sure if this paper is just too weak. I don't know what the problem is, but this one doesn't seem to be having any issues with the hot glue. All right, I'll see you next time. I'm gonna figure this out. Between the magnets, I'm gonna figure it out. And but like, subscribe, comment, and I really appreciate your help to support the channel, like I said earlier. And I did end up with 2 projects and 1 epic fail, but you learn from your failures, and this is just the process. But I still love the concept. I'm going to continue on. I still have this one to do and then this one to do. This one I'll just keep for myself and just take the magnet off and probably do some Velcro. If I don't like that look, because I think this is too high, then I'm definitely going to use Velcro. And it'll come out it'll be a little bit flatter. But I still say that's going to go on there like that. Once I glue these 2 down. I'm sorry, I'm talking, I'm rambling because I'm mad. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.